Soviet combat sloth here, and we've got a Tisas M1911. This gun was picked up last year, November 2022. It was a Rural King online, like a Black Friday deal. Like it ended up shipping and getting to me like December 7th or something. But yeah, it was $296.99 plus shipping and tax. It came up to $331.68. Like I had a Remington 1911, but I wanted to take a trip overseas, and that requires money. So I decided to sell the Remington R1 1911 for like $700 at a gun show. When I seen this come up on Black Friday, I was like, well, I can pick this up to replace that, so I still have a 1911 in the collection and have money in my pocket. So that's what I did. I have not shot this gun. I've owned it since then. Like it's just on the backlog. Like maybe I'll get a video up sometime in the near future, or maybe not. It'll get up eventually, but yeah. Like I'll get a video up shooting it eventually. But here's what you get in the box. You get it's a nice box too for a budget gun. But you get a nylon cleaning brush here, and you get a plastic cleaning rod. You can put your patch on there with some solvent and clean your gun. Get a pretty nice glossy manual. Some of these guns you get, even expensive guns, sometimes you'll get like a really crappy, just papery manual. Like it's just, you know what I mean? It's not like glossy and nice like that. And what else do you get? That's for the trigger lock. Not important to me. Just some little advertisement there. ATF Youth Handgun Safety Notice. I'm for handgun safety. I think the ATF can probably stay out of it though. You get your trigger lock here. There's a bushing wrench, nice bushing wrench. I didn't expect to get that when I bought the gun. A little punch there and your bushing wrench. Like, I don't know if you know anything about that, but you put it there and pushes down the plunger and you turn your bushing and get it off. Some of these 1911s, the bushings are really tight. And the gun is forged frame and slide, Series 70 internals. And like most 1911s, like it'll take any 1911 pattern magazine, like standard single stack 45 ACP mag. But yeah, as far as being reliable with magazines, you gotta figure that out for yourself. Like some guns like to run Wilsons, and some like to run Chip McCormick's, and you just gotta find the right magazine for your gun sometimes. Like it's kind of not like a Glock. Like Glocks will pretty much take whatever mag, like factory mag at least. But yeah, you get two standard 7-round capacity Checkmate Parkerized magazines. Guns finish is also Parkerized. But yeah, two 7-round standard GI type mags. You get your little chamber flag there. Whoop, where'd you go? Little bugger. But yeah, it's a nice gun. Parkerized finish. Look at that. Empty. And look, they've polished the feed ramp. Very nice of them. Should help with like function, like feeding. But yeah, it's a good looking gun. Looks just like a wartime gun. I'm sure there's some differences, like people that are really into the details will be able to point out stuff that's wrong maybe, but I'm not really one of those type of guys. Like Like, I know my historical firearms, like, enough to point them out, but not to, like, point out all their variations and stuff. But, yeah. Get plastic brown grips. Some people would be a little, like, man, I need to get those off. I want wood grips, like a real wartime gun. But, like, that's one thing I do know is they're, like, war guns were issued with wood and plastic grips. So that's correct enough for me. And it does have a arched mainspring housing and lanyard loop. So that's cool. It's got like a textured hammer, checkered hammer. Yeah, it's safety checked, of course, because it had the chamber flag. But it's got a pretty nice trigger pull on it. I think it's better than my, whoops, I forgot. I'm dealing with a 1911, but yeah, it's a better trigger pull than my Remington. There's your not your take up, but your reset. Very short, nice, crisp trigger. But yeah, my Remington was a Series 80, and this here is a Series 70. But Series 70 usually means that they're without the firing pin safety, like internal firing pin safety, which can kind of equate to like a little bit of a harder trigger pull on the Series 80 guns. So that probably explains why this gun, the trigger feels better. Like, it's not like millions of light years better, but it's like it's noticeable. Like, the Remington had a really nice trigger too, though, don't get me wrong. But yeah, that's probably a detail that is not like historically accurate. I think this ejection port is lowered and flared, which I'm not going to poo-poo on that. Like, I think the standard one would have been right in line with the, see this line here? But this one's like lowered. So all that does is make sure those big 45 spent casings get on out of there. But here's the markings too. Model 1911A1 US Army. There's your importer, Tisas, Knoxville, Tennessee. And then, let's see, it's kind of hard to get. Zig M1911 Turkey. But yeah, like if you're, like some of these 1911s get these big ass billboards on both sides and like with all the information, but they've been pretty subtle and discreet with their markings. Like the Turkish like marking Zig, it's on the dust cover on the frame here underneath. So that's cool. Like this would, if you're like a reenactor or something, all these factors would make it fit better in your holster if you're into small details. Like you don't want some big ass like just branding on there like in your holster. But it's got the standard really small 1911 sights. Like, man, those guys are fighting in the dark and in trenches and stuff with just like the worst sights. Yeah, it's a great gun though. Like, feels really nice. Looks good. I would think just keep an eye out though for Black Friday this year. And if you're in the market for a 1911, maybe Rural King will have another deal like that. I can't guarantee it or nothing, but shit, I'd keep an eye out. I would disassemble this thing, but there's plenty of videos on YouTube about people disassembling these, like 1911s, and I think it's kind of frowned upon. Like, just standard YouTube stuff. Like, they're weird about stuff. But yeah, it's a good gun. I've actually carried a 1911. I worked at a pawn shop, and I carried the Remington for a while, and that was a nice gun, but they're big and heavy. Like, man, they get tiring to carry all day. But yeah, if you wanted a cheap budget 1911 you can carry or beat around or throw in the truck or whatever, this would be a great option, even at the standard price, which I think is like $350. Like, I think it would still probably be a good deal. But yeah, this is like my fourth 1911. Like, I just want to keep one in the stable. Like, I've had a Rock Island that was really nice, and like, it was a well-made gun. My Remington was really nice, and I've had a what the hell was that other one? God, you start filming these videos and you just forget stuff. But it was a damn, it was like another, I think it was a Filipino gun. Oh, American Tactical, yeah. It was like a Commander, like the 6-round, like the shortened grip and the shortened slide, I think. And I even tried to carry that for a while, but man, it was heavy. And it had an extended beaver tail, and that thing just kept stabbing me. And like, if I carry a 45, like, I like to carry a Glock 36 45. But yeah, that's what I like to carry if I carry a 45. You get 6 rounds, one in the chamber. It's really light. It's not as chunky. But yeah. I don't know, there's the old and the new. But hey, if you stuck around for the whole video, like, maybe you can drop a like. Like, I'm still new to this whole thing. Maybe subscribe if you want to, because I'm going to be putting out more stuff like this in the future and getting up more gun, like, thoughts or reviews, shooting stuff eventually. Like, just all takes time. But anyways, I appreciate the watch, and you have a good night. I'm awkward. All right, see ya.